Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NRG series Legacy Trial. I am Mason Clark, my co-host here, Drake Sasser. And Drake, it is round 5 of 7 in our Legacy event. We have 3 tables of undefeateds. We're going to be showing you 2 of those this round. But before we get to that, let's check out our last event for the 2025 year in Elmhurst, Illinois. It's going to be November 1st and 2nd. We have a Team 10K Showdown Standard Sealed Modern on Saturday, and then Sunday 10K Modern Showdown happening. Win one of those events and you'll make it to an end of the year championship event, over $20,000 in prizes and a Pro Tour invite. Make sure to check those out. And let's check out our players to watch, Drake, as our people in the feature match area are shuffling up, but we want to check in on everyone and see how they're doing. Garrick, who we featured in round number 2, Drake, was undefeated, remains as our only undefeated player not in the feature match area this round.
So talented. Is it Delver all the way down, the master?
Yes, indeed. And then looks like we're going to head straight to the feature match area as our players to watch leaderboard is malfunctioning a little bit. But what you need to know is Garrick is still leading the pack here and trying to back-to-back get that invite there. As we have on your left, Drew Otta, new to our feature match area, one of our only undefeateds. In fact, Drake, every other undefeated player we've showed today. So we've been getting the cream of the crop, as Alexander was our round 1 feature playing the 8-cast deck very impressively versus Raja Suleiman.
Raja, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not an easy opponent, and he's had quite the list of ringers on his way up to the top, and has bested them all. And I was really impressed by Alexander's play in round number 1 too. So not surprised to see him still kicking it with the top dogs here. Now facing down another red versus blue situation, mono blue 8-cast versus another instance of the painter. I guess there's a black card in here, so maybe you can make a Rakdos argument. But yeah, I mean, not exactly the same matchup we saw previously, where we saw Painter versus the Mono Blue Cloud Post deck. So a little bit of a different texture here, but still about artifacts and still monocolored decks. Excited to see Alexander back at work with his 8-cast deck.
Yeah. Weapon of choice. Looks like a Painter on a mold of 6 here.
The blasts obviously going to be very good in this matchup as well. You know, we have 6 main deck blasts as is kind of stock for the painter list. We have 4 Pyroblast, 2 red elemental blasts, with Alexander's cards being nearly entirely, if not entirely, mono blue. A lot of targets for those. We'll see if that comes up here early as a nice little start here. Already got some zeros to play with.
Mishra Bauble, Urza's Bauble into Mox Opal.
We have Thoughtcast right now.
Sure. We do.
Okay. No blast from Drew. Okay.
Like we have a Kappa Cannoneer in hand. And I think a Force as well. This Embry is potentially great. No matter what, you can always just get the
great. Yeah, this is all nice. We get extra mana from Petal. We get the we found a Thought Monitor too. We have the Baubles as well. You know, really this Emery looking to be supercharged, and especially on turn 1 with all the other action that we had going. Great sequence here from Alexander.
Yeah, and Alexander milled 2 forces. So Drew might even be thinking, okay, the coast might be clear for something, but we know Alex is holding another force in hand. Yeah, as there it comes, going to pitch the Kappa Cannoneer, take down that Painter.
Yeah, I'm going to draw so many cards with these Thought Monitors and all that stuff. Let's just stop you from getting a quick combo. You already have the Saga to find the Grindstone, so let's get the Painter out of here. And we'll play on from there, but using the interaction very smartly, as he has his own copy of Urza Saga. I'll tell you what, this land's pretty good, Mason. I've seen a lot of Urza Sagas today.
It's really nice. We're going to see Emery activate. Now, you could pop a Bauble if you wanted to use your mana on other things and then replay it, but I imagine Thought Monitor is the one tier. But Alex is thinking something.
Mana available. There is 2 Simian Spirit Guides, so you can do the Force of Spirit Guide thing where you pitch a Spirit Guide to blast, and that gets the Thought Monitor, and you feel a little silly that way. But you know, not clear. Maybe Alexander actually does have something. Oh, it's Kappa Cannoneer. That's a good reason to do Bauble instead too.
Yeah, and that's going to resolve. And notably, you know, we talked about this in the early round of Painter. This Painter deck plays a bunch of blasts in the main deck, but when we tapped out for that Painter on turn 2, now we've got this Kappa Cannoneer down, and it has Ward 4, so it's going to be incredibly hard to shoot down.
Right. Now Drew really needs to find the combo before he dies to just the stuff going on board. This Agatha's Soul Cauldron, not a 0, can hit the target for Emery, but it's a little late to the party. As is this Mox Opal that's not online. I'll tell you what, as far as decks utilizing Mox Opal, I like Alexander's deck a lot more than Drew's.
Yeah, as we are going to see here, a draw for the turn. Saga go up to 2. Kappa Cannoneer, a 5/5, got another Urza Saga, excuse me, there. That's going to allow us to activate and still have mana up to do some other things. And yeah, I mean, Alex here in an interesting spot. His Emery doesn't really do anything now due to Agatha's, but does just have a lot of power in play and is threatening kind of a 2-turn kill, it looks like.
Yeah, you can even grow the Kappa Cannoneer by making Saga tokens. Like, you're fine. Like, if the rest of the game is just activating Saga tokens, you're not really even upset at that. And maybe you can kind of bait stuff with the Emery activations and all that. You know, really, you kind of have control over the pacing of this game, given how much material you have to work with and how many angles of attack you're working with. Drew, very much on the back foot. And,
ooh, I like this. All right. Get that in play. That's going to trigger the Kappa Cannoneer, if Alex remembers it.
Super heads up stuff. This stops, obviously Agatha's Soul Cauldron's already in play, but stops obviously Painter Servant, also stops the Goblin Engineers, the 2-mana one. Mm-hmm. That's an important one, and obviously still grows the Kappa Cannoneer, which is going to get into the red zone.
Yeah, it looks like nice play as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Emery getting busy. Got a point of power.
I mean, it plays an attack here. This is 7 now, so Drew down to 13. Every little point matters, and Alex can just pop these baubles to get 2 new cards.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much of a reason to keep your artifact count high. Your construct tokens are going to be huge no matter what, so I wouldn't mind cashing some of these out for some cards.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up, like a force or something like that. You still have 1 Force of Will left in the deck and maybe a couple Force Negations. You might be able to piece together something. Also, you just draw some baubles. That just grows, the Kappa right away.
Yeah, it grows the Kappa Cannoneer. Maybe you can assemble lethal next turn. Yeah, I mean, you just have these crazy sequences of draws.
My goat, Alexander, just pick. It's okay.
No, we got to roll. We got to see. Got to see what's going on. I didn't even know what that was. It looked like some
that's a mountain.
Space art. Okay, perfect. All right, gonna munch away the bauble. Whatever. Emery's attacking now. That sword that she's holding, no, that's not going to King Arthur. That's going to your face.
As Drew draws return, his saga is going to go up to 3.
Okay. Make a construct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to buy some time. We know one of the cards in Drew's hand is a mountain. So
he's only got 3.
Yeah.
This Mox Opal now online, thanks to the construct being added, although whatever artifact we would grab from this would also turn it online. Shake of the head, Drew does not like what he sees as he's searching. Not a lot of gadget targets. We got Soul Guide Lantern, Lotus Petal, Lava Spur Boots, and obviously normally you just grab Grindstone, but that doesn't do a lot here.
Yeah,
not much else to grab.
So I guess you can grab Grindstone and then hope to play like a Goblin Welder and turn that chalice into like a bauble.
The welder, not the engineer. Yeah, you got to find welder, but you only got a turn to do that because otherwise Kappa Cannoneer just actually kills you.
Yeah.
Okay, right. It is Grindstone, like you said. Take a look at Grindstone. Target player puts the top 2 of his library in his or her graveyard. They share a color. Repeat the process.
Right, there's a mountain
to make everything blue. Okay. No further actions. Back to Alexander we go. Looks like he might even have the potential for a lethal turn here.
Yeah,
needs to do a lot of growing this Kappa Cannoneer. There might not be a rush.
Yeah, he needs to grow the Kappa a lot, but the Urza Saga is going to go get him something that grows it.
Yeah, you can grab like Shadow Sword, or you can just grab Pithing Needle and name Grindstone. We're probably all done. You have a lot of options if you're in Alexander's seat.
Yeah, and whatever you grab 2 grows the Kappa. We're not making a construct we have a use for the mana.
Yeah,
Drew's probably pretty sad to see that.
Drew's really you're pretty bummed about that. Please, why can't construct making just be your best turn? You better? Come on.
All right, and that does. All right. So we can still
busy with constructs.
Yeah, we can make one with the other Urza Saga. Maybe we have a draw 2 first. We do have this Lotus Petal and Mox Opal available when it comes to mana, so a lot of resources here.
Yeah, there is a construct, like a 4/4 construct to block for Drew, so we have to kind of consider that when we're trying to assemble a lethal turn. Up to a 7 on an unblockable Kappa, so we need to find 6 points.
Well, if you find another Kappa, like you know, get another one of them into play, that's really close.
Yeah, that'll just probably do it straight up because of the Lava Spur +1/+0, and the other one, yeah, that's super lethal.
Yeah, and there it is.
Oh, boop, 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 boop.
Tap the boots, equip the
boots. Oh, beautiful. So it's going to get a counter from itself. We just suit those boots on up, and beep, beep. Here comes the unblockable turtles.
Wow.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you called it out. Kappa Cannoneer number 2. Going to be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this deck, we talked about before, it has a lot going for it, but Kappa Cannoneer just kills people so quickly.
Kind of surprising to see Kappa Cannoneer not get more action in Modern, given all this. I mean, look how performant this card is. What a nice one.
It's good. We actually saw a couple Affinity decks yesterday top 8 our event, and they've been doing better online. I think there's still some innovation to be happened there, but yeah, it's definitely a card that is so strong. I remember actually talking to Dom Harvey when we were in the early preview stages. And I was like, Dom, what card do you think is going to be MH3? What do you think is going to be the reprint list? And his first thing he said was, well, Kappa Cannoneer, but that's way too good for Modern. You know, and as someone who had worked on this set, I kept a straight face, and I was like, obviously, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm screaming. I'm like, are we an idiot? You know?
Did we mess this one up?
Yeah. Well, we messed up a different thing instead. Speaking of messing up, let's see what we have in our sideboard to see if we can mess up our opponent and try and lock up this top 8 slot. As our players here who win this round are very live to be able to draw in here. Drew in the sideboard has got 2 Disruptor Flute, 2 Blood Moon, a Pithy Needle, a Grafdigger's Cage, 2 malfunctions. Sorry about that. A Braid, 2 Furies, 2 Pyroglyphs, and 2 Fairy Macabres.
Yeah, so I like the things that say destroy target artifact on them quite a bit. So we're of course pointing to the Abrade and the 2 untimely malfunctions. From there, I think as Painter, again, we're kind of in the classic conundrum of how much do you want to interact with your opponent versus how much do you want to keep your own combo intact. You're already bringing 3 cards in to interact. Like the Blood Moons aren't good. The Disruptor Flutes are very situationally good. I think I'd rather just have the Pithing Needle as a potential tutor target. And if that's like the angle you want to take, but largely this game is going to be about, you know, can you actually combo kill your opponent before they kill you with their attacks? I think it's hard for the Painter deck to assemble attack force that is better than what the 8-cast deck has going on. So again, I think we're going to want to move more towards the combo aspect with a few linchpin pieces to disrupt their attack force, less towards the mid-range stuff. So like some of the Fable stuff's got to go. And notably, I think things like the Pyroglyph are not what you want to be doing. Because, again, even though it's a removal spell, it's a little overcosted, and it kind of signals that you're trying to play a fair game. I don't really want to fight the 8-cast deck on a fair axis. I want to punch through my combo, disrupting some key pieces.
I like it. Let's check out the sideboard for Alexander's 8-cast deck here, as we have a Haywire Might, a Fairy Macabre, 3 Harbinger of the Seas, 3 Consigned Memories, 1 Dismember, 4 Force Negations, a Grafdigger's Cage, and a Soul Guide Lantern.
So the problem with trying to punch through your combo and disrupt some key pieces is the 8-cast deck has a lot of interaction. Like I think you can justify basically all the counter spells. You know, they answer a lot of the key pieces. They do some key disruption and can leave the Painter deck with not a lot to work with. So I think this matchup looks pretty good here from Alexander. I want some number of the forces and the consigns. That's 7 cards. I don't really know what the best cuts are, to be 100% honest with you. Not much of an 8-cast expert. I can tell you the Emeries looked only okay, and especially once you know they're there, they get a little bit worse. You know, again, some of the fair elements that are just trying to play grindy magic, I don't think that's what Drew wants to do. So maybe some of your cards from the grindy matchup, as Flex Slot would say, cut some of those and focus more on the key pieces. And Chalice, another card that could be situationally good or bad. The grindstone gets cheated in with Saga a lot, so Chalice on 1, while effective, can get a little bit weaker in the post-board games. Probably still worth having, but I want some more interaction. I want to stop myself from getting comboed if I'm Alexander.
Makes a lot of sense to me, as these players are finishing up, shuffling up right now in our feature match area. So we'll head on down to them as they are about to start up game number 2. And for Alexander, this could be punching his ticket to the top 8 and maybe a little W, a little trophy in the future.
I have a confession.
Hit me.
So looking at Alexander's sideboard, when we were going through that, I saw this Haywire Might, and I was like, oh, for sure we want that. And then I was like, wait, how do we actually activate this? We have 4 petals and 4 Mox Opals. That's our plan? There's no way that's realistic. What are we doing with this thing? Does that work?
Yeah.
You have 8 sources.
You have 8 sources, but you tutor up, you know what I mean? Like, I guess the real question is, what card do you want him to play? instead that answers problematic things like that.
I mean, whatever. Play like Into the Flood Maw or whatever. It's like a bounce
Sure.
spell or something. You know, just something else that's also high on rate that you can more reliably cast, I guess. Because I imagine you're using your tutors with your saga to find the might, right? Because it's a one of.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
activate it if you're also trying to find the moxes and the lotus petals, what have you?
Well, that part's probably a little easier to get, right? Like, so the flood maw is easier to execute on, but
Right.
less power because you can't like recur it with Haywire Might. Like Haywire Might,
True.
Emery in the mirror. If you get a Mox in, is like game ending, right? Where and it's also just a repeatable thing and a tutorable thing. You know, something you can do with Emery. Where into the flood maw, easier to execute, lower ceiling by a lot. And I think that's the thing where you and I kind of typically agree on is like lower ceiling but consistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Alexander, I think just hedging towards a bit of a higher ceiling with a little bit of, built-in awkwardness that can occur.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of a hater. I think Alexander's going to bring it in. I'll make that.
Yeah.
But
I think it'll be great if he does.
I want to prep you. I want to prep you. I want to prep, anybody watching. I want to prep everybody that if he puts this thing in play and can't activate it, you're getting the I told you so.
I want you to know when he does and repeatedly uses it to own Drew, I'm going to be like, and that's why sometimes we take a little risk.
Okay. You got me. That's why, he's there, I'm here, the typical, all the typical qualifications, but,
Mountain Pass.
Something to keep on. Look for that Haywire Might. Mountain Pass, not inspiring.
Pithy Needle in hand for Alexander.
That's a good one. Good target to draw, given that it just disrupts the combo face up. Another Opal hand. Nice.
Into Pithy Needle. Now this Opal's online, and we have an Emery, Drake.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Drake, half the Haywire Might's online.
No, don't mill over the might, please. Yes, Drew has the blast. Get that out of here.
All right, we have a second Emery in hand here for Alexander.
No, that's cheating. A second Emery. Come on. Ooh,
there's a painter.
Okay. And now blasts can function as Vindicate, so we can get rid of the needle too if we wanted to, if we find another blast. It's not bad.
Now, I do think Alexander's only land is Urza Saga.
Ooh, okay. So, and that's going to make it hard to activate Urza Saga too. All right. So we have a little bit of a problem. I mean, obviously Alexander's hand was fantastic, but it's not trivial from here.
Yeah, second Opal looks to have been the draw.
That's not great either. Legendary status on the Mox Opal means you only get a one-time burst. Second one functions more like a Lotus Petal. And we're doing it now. So
yeah, we're just activating the Urza Saga.
Cool. All right. How big is that? We got a 4/4? Sure.
4/4, soon to be a 5/5.
No crack on the Urza's bubble either. Looking to keep that keep a little bit of insurance on the Opal. As here's a Saga of Drews. Battle of the Sagas for sure.
I kind of like this from Alexander.
Okay.
Right? Like, so basically the idea is I could play this Emery, but this game's going to last a long time if I'm going to win, right? Like my needle's going to turn off some things. I need to apply pressure before the needle gets answered. And then this happens to us, right? Where we get Grindstone Paintered. And so getting the most amount of pressure on board possible makes a good amount of sense because you can't activate the construct on the next turn, but you can Emery on the next turn.
Yeah. So, and you're getting another artifact, so it's going to attack for more.
Yeah. And the sooner the better on these beatdowns.
Might be Might time. Can hit the Grindstone just in case the needle gets removed.
Unironically, Haywire Might would be very good here.
All right. Okay. It'd be fine. It'd be okay. It'd be mediocre,
Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. And,
it'd be all right. Let's not,
Then we Emery to bring it back, is forcing the Emery to get countered. And then, there's the Haywire Might.
Oh, boy. Okay. We got green activated. We have green activated.
We do have green. And we have a big old, pull it up.
Blue green deck, 8 cast. Haywire Might can hit only non-creatures, notably can't hit the painter, which is actually the side you'd rather hit.
Yeah.
Blocker and also, easier to, or harder to answer rather, turning on all the blasts and stuff like that. So we got the Might, we got the Mopal. Everything's coming up, Alexander. We even have the Emery.
All right, here's
an Ancient Tomb. What a find.
All
Good
right.
draw for the game.
I imagine we're going to see a combat before we do anything with the Haywire Might. Just get your extra point in.
Although you have floating mana, right? So you kind of are under some pressure to do something with that. So maybe we'll see a little bit more committed to the board.
Yeah, maybe there's like a Lava Spur Boots or something we can play.
It's awkward too. If you want to activate Might, you can't Emery at the moment. Maybe that's okay. This Emery is kind of just I think when we made the construct, we're kind of saying we're okay waiting on the second Emery here.
Yeah, I think so too. I also think like your Emery just wants to rebuy the Haywire Might, so you just want to buy turns. And
Right.
the grinding station, like you can blow it up this turn, then it takes up to 2, and then you can search for it again. So I guess it's a little awkward in that regard that like the saga is continuously searching.
Right. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let the
I
mana
guess you can
go.
Might the Saga, right? That works.
Yeah.
Non-creature? Yeah. So, but then you would want to get Emery this turn. You can't. We have to Might this turn. Or else things get bad for us. 3 mana in response. It's...
Oh my goodness. It's untimely malfunction. We're changing the target of the Haywire Might's activation to Pithing Needle,
boy.
which exiles the Pithing Needle. That unlocks our combo for Drew. And now, unless Alexander has sideboard and Emrakul the Aeon's turn and gets a deck registration error, we are going to be losing this game.
Oh my god, untimely malfunction, obviously attractive for destroy target artifact, has even more upside.
Yeah.
That is such a blowout. Oh, and we got a blast too. Yeah, don't worry about that. See you later. All your cards are in the trash can, and I got a blast just in case you think you're cute here. Yeah, no worries. No worries. So Haywire Might, a game-losing play. So I think, I'm vindicated in the end in some regards.
No, no, you are not. And Haywire Might was so good here. It really makes me think Drew should be playing it.
We got Agatha's too. So actually we can just make our own Haywire Might. So we've done it here.
Well, the Agatha's beats the Emrakul because now you can exile it to run it back next turn. So now you got all the angles covered.
Activate Grindstone. That's lethal. And Alexander going to go ahead and concede. Might as well not show you my whole deck. No Emrakuls here. Can't have that. And that's going to be game number 2 going to Drew. Untimely malfunction. Ironic having a Haywire Might malfunction. You think it would be the expert of malfunctions given the whatever.
Yeah, no, that was a great play there. I mean, it was one of those situations where the sideboard card that like we saw earlier today, right, with Painter, that there were 2 abrades, no untimely malfunctions. And this sideboard, it's 1 abrade, 2 untimely. So clearly valuing, like, hey, yes, I can't answer creatures. Creatures are a big part of things, but there's a lot of times where people target my stuff and I want to go, divert it. Maybe we should be seeing more people split this card, right? A little 3-3.
Awesome in this deck. You know they're bringing in artifact hate too, and you want to hate out artifacts. I mean, it's just the perfect card, and it even works with like the blast stuff. So if they bring in blast to try to do some of the painter stuff, you've seen that back in the day. I don't know if you see it as much these days, but you could bring in your red blasts against painter, and that way when they painter and their red blasts are online, so are yours. And you get to do that kind of a thing. And this would work against that as well. So there's like a little bit of a cutesy trick to it. It's a nice little pickup, little uncommon from Duskmourn. Haven't seen a lot of this one in action. It's impressed me so far.
Yeah, and the can't block line attacks matters a lot too with that Devourer combo we're talking about, right? Where you eat the top of your deck and make your guy really big. Just being like, hey, this can't be blocked. That's a game-winning thing too. So it has a lot of interesting angles to that card. When you're playing a bunch of Furies in your deck as well, it's a little easier to just have red cards. Like we joke about pitches to Force, pitches to Fury.
Fury. Yeah, we got our own Force going. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice pickup. In the game 3 we get from both of these players, been some quick magic, but a lot of play for 2 decks that really are looking to execute their game plan kind of in a vacuum, right? The drawing a bunch of cards, producing this like unbeatable board state in the form of 8 cast, and then Painter doing what Painter's been doing for literal decades, just trying to assemble Grindstone plus Painter's Servant. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of interaction that lines up really nicely between these 2 decks.
Yeah, it's been really impressive. And make sure to follow along with the rest of the stream today and click follow on here. That way you don't miss our Elmhurst event November 1st and 2nd. We're going to be streaming that to you if you can't make it out. But, we're also going to be doing the last 2 rounds of Swiss and the top 8 today. Drake and I won't be here the whole time for that. We're going to hand you over to some other great commentators here just a little bit. But a lot more legacy action to be happening today. It's be really exciting to see. Let's head back to our feature match here as I imagine our players are about ready here for game number 3. And it looks like they are. It looks like maybe a little
last minute swap there from Alexander. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
a little bit of something. I don't know what we could do to account for untimely malfunction. Card's unbeatable. Change the target. Are you kidding me? What am I supposed to do to that?
Impressive stuff there.
Does that work against the force? Do you get to do the misdirection force thing with that? Target spell or ability with a single target. Yeah, so you can just target force of will and redirect it. So it's actually like counter magic protection too.
Yes, I believe so. That's
Wow.
not bad.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
You're a mono red deck. What else you gonna do? You know?
Yeah. What are your other options? Just more blasts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did play a popper event, Drake, and I saw someone with the full 15 in their Izzet deck. They like pulled up their sideboard. It's just like 1-7 of another, you know, and they're salivating for the mirror match. It's like, give me.
You know what? It's important to know what you're about. I love the blast. They're some of my favorite cards in Magic. They're just such a loud declaration into what's going on here, and they're so above rate. It's just, I don't know. It really, when you're blasting blasts, you really get the Magic as Garfield intended kind of vibe to it. It's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
All right,
Mox Opal again. All right. Wasn't good enough last game. Tapped. Soporific Springs.
Correct. I'm going to need Alexander to flip that Sink into Stupor into a land for the people at home. That is not a spell. It is a land.
We're just tapping it for mana. That's what we're doing. Tap my spell for mana. We've done it. Spell Convoke. Ooh, get that mechanic on. I know. Trademark me. Spell Convoke. Spells in the stack
called
tap
Storm. Oh, is that what you're saying? Gotcha. As we have Ancient Tomb hit the battlefield, 3 mana. With the 4th, if we can get Metalcraft going.
Yeah, surprised to see Metalcraft. We've not seen him struggle to get Metalcraft going. Here's a Chalice for 1. Okay. I expected those to stay in. A little late to the party.
They're not exactly what you want, but, you know, luckily nothing really snuck through here.
No pressure from Alexander. Maybe a Kappa Cannoneer hand, waiting to get that thing down.
Yeah, maybe a cap. Also, you probably keep this plus force, blue card, anything else, right?
Sure. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Just some interaction. Don't die. But you're on the play. I don't know. I want some juice. I want to get going.
Just draw the juice off the top. Hit your Haywire Might.
Haywire Might, now activatable, but would get countered by Chalice. So get that thing out of here.
Yeah.
No good.
All right, let's see what we got. Little
Mox Opal, both players neither can activate their Mox Opal. Incredible magic happening here. Nice.
Let's see here. Okay, Tezzeret.
That's a nice follow-up, and that can cheat the ones into play too.
Yeah, Tezzeret, the Cruel Captain here. We've seen it every now and again so far, but it's been impressive every time.
Yeah. I've been very impressed with this card. I mean, really, it's kind of goofy to read, given that it has like no plus and like you have to play artifacts to get this thing up. But I mean, it's just been great. It's just another way to get all your Urza Saga targets. Plays very nicely with Urza Saga. And also, like, the untap mode isn't a 0. We saw it in the Mystic Forge combo, untapping, the Candelabra. In this deck, you can obviously just make mana with it, or even grow your guys. Like, you can untap your creature to block, too, and then put a counter on it. That comes up with Kappa Cannoneer, which is a card that definitely seems like, Alexander might have access to, given kind of the start here.
I like this. We're searching up a bauble. We need a new card.
Yeah, this card's not nice.
All right, Untimely Malfunction is going to blow up the Chalice of the Void.
This is with, I think, the Tezzeret trigger on the stack. So that way it pressures mana, I think? No, because you can still just have it for mana. Okay.
Yeah, I think we are doing with the loyalty ability on the stack. I'm not really sure what you gain by doing that, except turning off...
Turn off Mox Opal.
Yeah, you turn off Mox Opal, but you could do it either way. Right. Maybe the idea is just... I should have maybe done this before, but now I'm doing... I guess you couldn't really...
Well, you want to shut off some of his ones, right? Like, Alexander has ones in his deck that are good against you. He has, like, Needles and Shadow Spear, probably, and Haywire Might and what have you. So, like, you don't want to just let him cast his ones.
Kappa Cannoneer situation with improvising and stuff like that. He's worried about this kind of cards. Okay, that makes sense. You have Thought Cast, etc. that you can play. Pop the bauble.
We're cracking bauble now. Mox Opal very far from being a player. Gonna get a little bit of information. Let's see what we got.
Mount Tanya again, I believe.
Pyroblast. Hello.
Pyro. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got a good one.
Need a land if you're Drew. Wow, there's quite a good land. Great Furnace. There's a Pithing Needle. That can name the card in play. we're gonna demonstrate what that's naming very visually. This follow-up is Goblin Engineer. now that we
Yep.
have Metalcraft, thanks to Great Furnace. Great Furnace, an awesome draw there for Drew.
Yeah, really powerful. And that's going to put Agatha's in the graveyard. Now, notably, Alexander's Tezzeret will still go up in loyalty. The static ability isn't affected by Pithy Needle. So if we ever find an answer to the needle, we'll then have, a Tezzeret that's going to be able to go off.
Ironic, the ultimate on him, though, is like actually just not that impressive, I feel like. Not certainly what you're playing it.
Yeah, I feel like you play it as like another tutor, and then sometimes it wins the game.
Okay, well, Lotus Petal adds to the mana situation. We have Kappa Cannoneer now if we want it. Mana for it. 4, 5, 6. We have a Thought Cast instead. Having to pay a little bit more than cheapest discount on that one. Here's more zeros. Up goes the Tez. Very quickly going up in loyalty. Unfortunately, shut off thanks to Needle.
I mean, you can see here too, if this Tezzeret wasn't under the needle, we'd be searching up another thing, right? Even just a Mishra's Bauble or whatever, see more cards, move through our deck more and more and more. He goes Ancient Tomb for turn.
Oh, so much mana. Yeah, I have to imagine we just need some gas, and Thought Monitor is definitely gas. 1, 2, 3.
4 off on that one, so.
Okay.
Tapping
some mana. 2 more cards coming. I mean, this is the 8 cast power, right? Like, even underneath, like, not a lot of artifacts, we're getting a lot going. And Tormod's Crypt, good against the Engineer. Getting a read.
Double checking.
Yeah, just a little sampler real quick.
Tell you right now, Haywire might looking pretty good.
Yeah, now that your Chalice on 1 is gone, it certainly looks a little bit better.
Would have been tutorable. Oh, and we see the Pyro again.
Or a second Pyro. There's 4 of those, man. Could be a lot of Pyros.
This is why having matching art's important.
You're correct. You're correct. Yeah, if it was different arts, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Leaking a little bit.
Yeah, trick people into playing all the same art so I can track their hands easier in commentary. One influence at a time.
How about this thing? How's this?
Is this the engine that we saw earlier?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the Dragon engine. Phyrexian Dragon engine. Yeah, the little one of 2/2 double strike, so big. It's just so big.
Probably not that because I think it's Fable because it's getting forced.
Oh, okay. That's probably a way better target to force. But we have Blast backup. Yeah, we're just good.
Yeah.
Oh, we had to pitch Simeon Spirit Guide for Blast backup. All right, okay. Little Force of Will of Drew's own. The Monkey Blast, if you will.
I like it.
Okay. Well, Fable's in. I mentioned cutting Fable in the sideboard. Looks good here. This game has stalled out a little bit.
Yeah, if you think the games are going to go long because Alexander's going to take a more controlling role and you're going to have a bunch of blasts, it does make sense to leave at least some of the Fables in.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm a little surprised Alexander has taken more of an interactive role here in game number 3. And so the Fable, I mean, very poised to look nice. Drew sitting pretty here. A lot of things going his way, but Alexander's untapping with a lot of mana. Needs a little bit of help. No rush on the Crypt. Because Engineer targets, which I think what Alexander was reading earlier. Oh, oldie but a goodie. Arcbound Ravager, the one of. Only one in the 75. Okay. That kid threatened a big hit with the Thought Monitor, but with Drew at 20, it's certainly not that threatening right now.
Okay.
Also, very telling we tapped Ancient Tomb with access to all of this mana. What are we doing with the blue mana? We got more Thought Casts? No, we have Lava Spurt Boots.
Okay.
All right.
So we can boot up the Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah, surprised to see nothing. Are there any Hydros in Alexander's? Like maybe we can sign something like that?
We have Consign in the deck. We got 3 of those in the sideboard. We definitely want them, I think. So, little awkward. Could consign the Fable trigger. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I like what you're cooking.
I don't know if I like what I'm cooking. Discard a Grindstone. 1 card coming as a result. We found a Mount 10, 2 mana for another engineer. I wouldn't hate seeing an activation in response to this first one. Just try to like get him to pop the crypt. Whatever.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
Drew's not in a rush. That's all that matters. Oh, the Dreadnought. Okay, so this is actually tricky. So if the crypt is ever offline, and actually next turn we can overpower it with the engineers, just do it twice. We just have the combo right there. We just have the Dreadnought in play, right? Because we can just go. No, yeah, because we get Agatha's. Yeah. Doesn't come into play tapped, right? Checking. Yeah, just returns it to the battlefield. So now Alexander's in a little bit of trouble because if he activates crypt now, the graveyard's you would just respond by Agatha's, and then we can eat the Dreadnought, and then we have just that combo. If he waits, we get to untap with 2 engineers and get them both that way. So needs to find a way to kill one of these engineers or all that kind of stuff, or else he's in a little bit of trouble to the Dreadnought Agatha's combo.
See a little chat between the players. Saw Drew smile, saw Alexander say something.
Cut from the same cloth, these decks. A lot of similar kind of decision points, assembling artifact combos or just critical mass of artifacts and what have you. I think that leads to a certain level of understanding about the complexities of what's going on here. As Alexander has quite a turn in front of him. Arcbound Ravager always introduces just onboard mazes just out of the box. And then plus all the other stuff going on, all these, you can'ts. Oh, also I could just get Phyrexian Dreadnoughted or whatever. It's just, or sorry, Phyrexian Devourer.
Yes.
Not Dreadnought, it's a Devourer. Phyrexian Dreadnought's the 12/12. Also on the reserve list, I believe.
I believe so.
Okay. Here comes an attack. We have the boots on the Ravager now. No blocks. We're definitely short 18 artifacts, so we got to just chill. Now what? Dismember. Okay, that's actually good enough. We get to pay 2, go for the active one. And then if he responds, we get to crypt. If he doesn't, then we just have that same holding pattern of engineer plus crypt. So I think Drew has to just say, okay. And he gets to wait until the Fable flips and is no longer summoning sick to copy Goblin Engineer. And then you get to present it again there. But that gives Alexander another turn or 2.
And that's what he's wanting. He has his Mistress Bauble too, so he can know the top card of Drew's deck. Get a little information. Kind of wish we'd pop that if we were going to do all this, but I guess it's kind of a forced play either way.
Right, yeah. You can't afford to get devoured, so you kind of just have to move there. So key dismember to have there.
Torwatch crypt now.
Crypt now. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no need to wait. Especially if you know the top card's not a problematic thing for artifacts, which he obviously knows. He just bobbled. So yeah, this is totally reasonable. Now we do still have the problem of if we flip Fable and then it gets no longer summoning sick, we can just make a Goblin Engineer and go get whatever we want. And with the draw being a Goblin Welder, that's one of the secret layer printings of Goblin Welder.
Yeah, the stealthy secret layer.
Is that what it is?
It's a stealthy secret layer. Yeah, there are a bunch of Instagram-like posts of the goblins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you might like that one.
No, I don't like that one bit, actually.
Oh, you did. It wasn't because you like. Oh my! I'm so confused. So sorry.
Yeah, that is weird. Okay, so Goblin Welder, we can actually get the real text on the card, which again reads like a masterpiece. Target artifact a player controls, and it's actually nice in this matchup, like because you can just swap out a lethal attacker with just some garbage from Alexander's graveyard. Welder's key in this matchup. It's a big one to have.
Yeah, good one to copy with your Fable. Switch things around.
Extremely true. Just keep moving stuff around. Yeah. Beat downs.
Like attacking the Tezzeret.
Sure. Wait, why?
I saw that this.
No. Alexander's life total went down. We're attacking Alexander.
Okay. I guess that maybe Alexander was joking when he touched the Tezzeret. I saw him touch it.
Yeah, I think that was. Are you sure? Yeah.
Okay.
No shot.
I was like, yeah, that's a weird one. I guess you're milling them, but yeah, I mean,
no, come on, there's 2 ancient tombs in play. Yeah, no mana. Big draw for Alexander. What we got? Hasn't even looked at it yet. Look at this. Bam. There it is.
Is that a blue blast?
I don't think there's. Is there blue blast in a 75? I don't think
so. Just couldn't quite make out the card. It kind of looked like it.
Looked like a needle to me. Looked like
Needle's big on Welder.
Yeah, Needle on Welder is nice for not just getting all of your stuff welded away, but kind of dual threat here. I mean, there's a lot of threats actually. You got Fable that you would like to name. You'd like to name the Goblin Welder. You'd like to name Goblin Engineer. A lot of activated abilities on the opposing side of the field you'd like to name. I'm gonna go ahead and move that over. Maybe just attack with only the flyer here. It's not an inspiring attack force, I'll say that. I kind of wonder if you're supposed to do like a shored up Ravager. Like, can we maybe make this like a 3-turn? Can we just like get it to a 5/5, still keep a lot of our mana intact? Probably not. We just cracked all these bobbles.
That's kind of what I was thinking about. I don't know if you sack like even just the Opal and the Ravager to put it on there, that does put them drew down to 9, and you're attacking for 4. I guess there's not much to really be gained.
Yeah, it's not quite good enough. Maybe it'll be more appealing next turn, but yeah, it really feels like we're supposed to try to shorten the clock a little bit with this Ravager very soon. Because
they're just dead on board.
You're at 6.
Yeah, there's the Fable, there's a couple 1/1s, Goblin Shaman. Bizarre situation, actually.
Yeah, this is really strange. I haven't seen a lot of this come up. And there's like a big artifact you can go grab, the Chaos Defiler. It's like a 5-mana artifact creature from the Warhammer set that like just terminates something on ATB. It's like FDK something. It's like huge though. It's like a 5/4 trample. And that would be a very problematic one to get welded in play and then copied with Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. So you got to kind of keep that in mind too.
Yeah, I think Alexander really wanted to draw Shadow Spear here and just give himself a little bit of room. Because if you drew Shadow Spear, he could like play it, equip it to the Thought Monitor, and then kind of go all in on the Ravager.
Then Ravager gets really appealing from there.
Yeah.
All right. So here comes an attack. We're going to go ahead and copy Goblin Engineer. So Welder is still named with Pithing Needle. So we can't weld away anything, and we can't get the Chaos Defiler back because it's too big. It's a 5-mana thing.
Well, we can't get a Painter. And we have a Treasure in play.
Now, do we have Blasts?
Yeah, maybe. Well, does even. All right.
Opal out of here. Part of the cost. Trying to return Painter to play. And it is not in play.
Yeah, it looks like we're maybe thinking about responding. I do see a judge behind in the feature bench area. Unsure if they just walked over or maybe a player did call to double check something.
Yeah. Everything looks clean so far to me. Okay.
Is the judge on their phone because they're looking up text, or are they just hanging out on the job? We'll find out in mere seconds, it feels like.
Working hard or hardly working there?
Looks like hardly working there for old Garrison as we get back to looking at the match here. Alexander, yeah. Don't blame him too much.
Okay, so we're still navigating the stack. Now we're where?
Okay, so I think what's happening is Alexander wanted to know which of these was activating. And then he's like, I'm using the token copy because the token copy has haste from Kiki-Jiki.
And now we get to blast the needle, and that unlocks Welder. And yeah, that's, again, that unravels the entire house of cards. Because then we can start welding away all the stuff that matters.
All right, so you can sack it to the Ravager.
Yeah, it's still gone, though. Welder's still unlocked, and Welder can be activated now. So we're going to get the flyer and give you some garbage. What's the garbage? Lotus Petal, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have infinite mana, functionally, so let's go ahead and get rid of that.
Chalice on 0 is pretty nothing burger. Probably actually bad for Alexander.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Chalice is probably good, too. Either way, some good options, and you have lethal dialed up, right? You just get to, on your turn, copy another engineer, go grab Grindstone, put Grindstone in play, then rotate in some mana with the treasures, and then wham, dead.
All right, paying the ward from the Lava Spore Boots.
Sure, yeah, got to pay that. Had the extra mana in spades. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be good enough. I don't know what Alexander's last card is in hand.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what it could be. I guess one of the things Alexander can do is he can sack this Thought Monitor to the Ravager, and then the card doesn't come back, right? Because they switch places simultaneously, as you pointed out to us. I don't know if that really matters. But
It matters if it's like there's the chalice and he's got a 0 and maybe he's drawing to a force effect, but I don't think forces are good here. Equip Ravager, turn back to Drew with infinite things to activate. That copy should be gone because it wasn't on end step, it was in combat.
yeah.
But that doesn't matter. He's probably just going to make another one.
Yeah, I think they're just sort of, yeah.
Yeah, so here comes another one that's going to find Grindstone. Then we can weld in the Grindstone so we don't spend mana, and then we have mana to win.
Yep.
It's the math I got. There's the Grindstone.
It's looking to be lethal.
Tell you what, these 4 Goblin Engineer, 4 Goblin Welder decks get really tricky, especially when there's artifacts you can weld away on the opponent's side of the board. This has been a strange game all the way down.
Yeah, I feel like Painter is an underappreciated deck across the board. You know, it has a lot of play to it and a lot of power.
Definitely, and it used to be viewed as just one of those like turbo Blood Moon U decks, like because it used to just like power out Blood Moons with like Soul Lands and stuff and Simian Spirit Guides. It doesn't really do that anymore. No Blood Moons in the main deck at all. One maybe in the sideboard, 2 in the sideboard. It's not really what it's about. Now it's just kind of a grindy, fairish deck.
Yeah, it's like a combo fair deck. What more do you want?
Just like the Dimir Reanimators and all that stuff. A lot of different flavors of fair combo to do here. Here comes the Grindstone being engineered or welded.
Oh,
but it's Macabre!
Okay, so Macabre's pretty huge. You can respond though with the welder because there's one.
Yeah, we have more welders, but do we have enough mana after that?
Well, yeah, you can. The welder doesn't cost mana, right? So it's the same.
Sure. We use the engineer just now. So yeah, now we have the welder, which doesn't prefer, and then we're in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now that effect fizzles because the target's already in play.
And all our things are tapped, and now we activate Grindstone target you, and you have no things to shuffle your graveyard back in, so you will have no more deck.
Yep. And Alexander's going to pick up the cards there. 4-1 there for Alexander. Great run so far. More Magic left to play with 2 rounds. And Drew Otto, congratulations, going on to 5-0. Should be in a really, really strong position to be in our top 8 if everything goes sort of by the books from here on out. But Drake, speaking of by the books, you and I need to call it for today. It's been great commentating these last 5 rounds of Legacy for you, but we got to tag in and let some other people have some fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Really got to see the whole range of Legacy across even the 5 rounds I got to witness. You know, you got to see some of the explosive, busted draws from some of these decks. You got to see some of the decks that are looking for explosive busted draws really start to grind with each other. And of course, my favorite, some classic, Tameo Days Wasteland type Magic. So a lot to offer. Legacy still remains my favorite format. It's been a lot of fun to watch. It's been a lot of fun being with you, Mason, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the rounds as the day progresses and we crown a champion.
Yep. Well, stay tuned. We'll be back with round number 6 in just a few minutes.
Bye, everybody.